I've had enough. I'm tired of being told that the economy is doing fine, while almost everything in my actual life tells me something different. I'm tired of watching the price of groceries climb. I'm tired of looking at rent and wondering how ordinary people are supposed to afford it. I'm tired of seeing utility bills, insurance, transportation, food, and everyday expenses eat through money almost as quickly as people can earn it. And I'm especially tired of being told that I should somehow be grateful for all of this. Because from where I'm standing, the American economy isn't working for millions of ordinary people. People are working, people are hustling, people are taking second jobs, doing gig work, selling things online, cutting expenses, canceling subscriptions, skipping vacations, putting purchases on credit cards, and trying every possible way to stretch another dollar. And somehow, it still doesn't feel like enough. That's what bothers me. We were always told that if you worked hard, stayed responsible, and kept pushing forward, eventually you could build some kind of stable life. Maybe you weren't going to become rich, but you could afford an apartment. You could buy groceries without studying every price tag. You could put a little money away. You could have an emergency without the entire financial structure of your life collapsing. That doesn't feel guaranteed anymore. For a growing number of people, financial security feels like something that keeps moving farther away. Every month brings another bill. Every year brings another price increase. Every emergency becomes another financial crisis. The cost of living keeps rising, and eventually you start asking yourself a simple question. What exactly am I working toward? That's where I'm at. I'm not interested in pretending anymore. When I hear people talking about economic growth, employment numbers, the stock market, inflation rates, consumer spending, and all these giant economic statistics, I understand that those numbers matter. But there's another economy. There's the economy I experience when I walk into a grocery store. There's the economy I experience when I look at rent. There's the economy I experience when somebody tells me what a used car costs. There's the economy people experience when their credit card balance keeps growing because their paycheck isn't covering everything anymore. That's the economy I'm talking about. The everyday economy. And the everyday economy feels brutal. I'm I'm tired of adjusting. That's what ordinary people are constantly expected to do. Adjust. Food gets expensive. Adjust. Rent goes up. Adjust. Insurance goes up. Adjust. Transportation gets expensive. Adjust. Your job doesn't give you a meaningful raise. Adjust. Something breaks. Put it on a credit card. Can't afford your neighborhood anymore? Move. Can't afford to move? Get another job. Already working 2 jobs? Apparently, you're supposed to adjust again. At some point, I have to ask, how much adjusting are people supposed to do? There's only so much money you can cut from a budget. Eventually, you're not eliminating luxuries anymore. You're eliminating pieces of your life. Eating out disappears. Entertainment disappears. Travel disappears. New clothes disappear. Savings disappear. Then you're cutting groceries. You're delaying medical appointments. You're avoiding repairs. You're hoping nothing goes wrong. What's up, Joe Schmo 9978? How you doing? You're hoping nothing goes wrong. That's not financial freedom. That's financial survival. And millions of Americans seem to be living somewhere between those two worlds. Technically surviving, but never feeling secure. What's up, Andy Law VX4SN? How you doing? Everything costs money now. Sometimes I look around and feel like modern life has been transformed into one giant payment system. Everything wants a subscription. Everything wants a fee. Everything wants a service charge. Everything wants a tip. Everything wants another $5, another $10, another $20. You can watch your bank account disappear through 1,000 tiny transactions. And then you're supposed to save for retirement. You're supposed to build an emergency fund. You're supposed to invest. You're supposed to maintain good credit. You're supposed to prepare for the future. Everyone, say hello in the comments there. Feel free, say hello, please. You're supposed to prepare for the future. With what money? That's the question nobody seems to answer. You cannot keep increasing the cost of everyday life forever while expecting ordinary people, working people, to absorb every increase. What does everyone else think? Say a comment. Eventually, something breaks. Maybe people stop spending. Maybe people stop believing in the system. Maybe people stop chasing the traditional version of success. Maybe they start questioning why they're exhausting themselves trying to maintain a lifestyle that becomes more expensive every year. Hey, Sarah Mel Deborah, I know you AI. I'm not AI. How you doing, Madi? Nope, I'm not AI. Sarah Femel Deborah. I think we're already seeing that frustration in the economy. People aren't imagining the pressure. They're feeling it every time they open your bank account app. I'm not playing this game the same way anymore. That's what I mean when I say I'm not taking it anymore. You, Imal Mandi. What's that mean? I don't mean I'm not going to scream at somebody behind a counter because groceries are expensive. That person is probably struggling too. You, Imal Madi. What's that mean, dude? I mean, I'm done allowing this economy to convince me that my entire value as a human being depends on how much money I earn, how much I own, or how successfully I participate in consumer culture. Wake up, wake up, you. Why should I wake up? I'm awake. I'm talking, right? Do I really need this? Do I really want that? Why am I paying for this? Why am I chasing that? Who benefits from me constantly feeling like I need more? Because maybe the answer to a bad economy isn't simply working myself into the ground, trying to keep up with it. Maybe I need to redefine what enough means. Maybe I need to stop chasing appearances. I don't look real, but I'm real. Wake up. What do you mean wake up? I'm real. Maybe I need to become more independent. Maybe I need to learn how to live with less without feeling like I'm worthless. Because I refuse to spend the rest of my life terrified of the next bill. I refuse to believe that being financially squeezed every month is simply normal. I refuse to pretend that the cost of living crisis, unaffordable housing, credit card debt, rising grocery prices, stagnant purchasing power, job insecurity, and financial stress aren't changing the way people live. I'm a hero. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wake up. That's right. You wake up, people. Thank you. Something has changed. People can feel it. I can feel it. And I'm done pretending everything is fine. This is only the beginning. Because before I can figure out how I'm going to fight back against an economy that feels increasingly impossible to live in, I need to understand how we got here in the first place. And that's where I'm going next. The economy is crushing us, and I'm not taking it anymore. The deal was broken. I grew up believing there was a deal. Nobody handed me a contract. Nobody sat me down and made me sign anything. But the message was everywhere. Work hard. Show up. Be responsible. Pay your bills. Don't waste your money. Keep going. And eventually, you should be able to build a decent life. I never thought everybody was promised a mansion. I never thought everybody was going to become a millionaire. That wasn't the deal. The deal was stability. You worked, and your work was supposed to provide enough money for you to actually live. You could afford a place to stay. You could buy food. You could pay your bills. You could occasionally enjoy yourself. You could save something for tomorrow. And maybe After enough years, you could finally breathe a little easier. Oh my God.